I'm live. Okay, cool. Posted this on Twitter and Telegram, so I suppose some people will come in. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We are not going to do like a presentation, although it's going to sort of be in a presentation. I have a list of things, sites mainly, that I want to go over. We'll cover DEX screener prices, Hex daily stats. We'll walk through a Hex Fire, Hex Model, pulse burn. I built some calculators and we'll go over those. And we'll look at some tweets from the founder of Icosa and Hedron, Alex. Then we'll look at some auctions and anything else that anybody happens to suggest. I'm open to that. So I'll give people a little bit of time to get in. But not to keep people that are catching the recording without anything. Good day, John Pulse Hex. It's good to see you. I don't think I've seen you before. Did you find out about this on the Telegram, or was it on Twitter? If you don't mind, just let me know. So, yeah, Eric is definitely out of his comfort zone. Monkey Magic. Good afternoon, Mr. Monkey Magic. Yeah, it's morning for me. So, and I fixed the lighting a little bit. You guys know that Siggy has been helping me with my lighting. I actually have fluorescent lights here, but I also have fluorescent lights there. So these are off, those are on. And it seems to be better. I like it. Hey, Mudhog, how's it going? Gwei is low, is it? We'll take a look at that in a minute. I was saying what we're going to do is we're kind of take a field trip, if you will, and walk through the Hex, Icosa, Hedron world and just kind of see where we're at. Because I don't know about you guys, I get busy and I don't take time to look at DEX screener to see what the prices are doing, or I don't take time to look at the Hex daily stats to see how much Hex our T-shares are earning. And so I thought we would do that. And then anything you guys can think of that we could include in this, perhaps this is something we'll do regularly, just having a look at the ecosystem. I know several people have been doing something like this. I want to say Sloth has done a presentation sort of like this. But so on the topic of Sloth, thanks, John Pold. I appreciate that. I should be putting these up. Banana wisdom. You guys are funny. That's good. Sloth committed several weeks ago, probably like 6, to come on the show because he loves Icosa like I do. Man, he wants to support the channel. So great. I've got a ton of questions written down for him. But I'm proceeding very deliberately. I take that offer for him to join me on stream. I take it very serious. So I want to do it right. So I think we made a good step. We figured out the lights, and I had a banana wisdom. You're very kind. Had a conversation with business partner. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that I'm thinking about taking the channel not a different direction, but like a direction. And that is, so we're in this thing called crypto blockchain. I'm a licensed real estate agent, and I have a business partner who is also a licensed agent. She's up in Canada, and we know that blockchain is going to disrupt the real estate industry. And also we, as an Icosa Hex community, we understand. You guys can hear me, right? Maybe that would be better. I forgot to set can you guys hear me better now? Let me know in the chat if you would. Yeah, blockchain is going to disrupt real estate. And you and I as investors are going to make gains on this next bull run. And we may want to rotate some of those gains into another asset for preservation. I don't know if you guys have been watching Corey Geary and what's the other guy, Danes. But they've got a show where they are bringing real estate guys into crypto. Good move. Good move. What I want to do is like go both directions. Crypto guys into real estate guys into crypto, kind of merging the two, educating the two, interviewing crypto people and interviewing real estate people, because real estate is about to be disrupted. And I think that it would be wise for anybody that's in the industry, whether agents or investors, to beware, not beware, but be forearmed about what is about to happen over the next several years, right? So it would be kind of the goal for that channel. And business partner has agreed that we could do that. So we got the first interview lined up with Crypto Kong. He's on YouTube. He doesn't do streams perhaps yet, but he creates incredible content. So I recommend you to Crypto Kong. He's like heavy Icosa. All right. So we're going to interview him on, let me look at my calendar, on June 15th. June 15th. That's the date we're going to interview the Kong, and that should be fun. It could get a little, okay, cool. Thanks, Mudhog. It could, I mean, Kong is a data head. I'm a bit of a data head. So it could get a little funky, like data-ish. Cool. Sound and video good. What is this? Okay, Icosa dry powder. Let's discuss whether to deploy either an ETH or Pulse 90-day stake accounts. All right, well, let's answer this one. Not that I'm not giving any financial advice. Everything I know is just from mostly from input, because I absorb a lot of content from YouTube. I listen to stuff on my phone while I'm driving and working. So everything I know about crypto, practically speaking, came from the guys in the Hex community. So Icosa dry powder. Are you saying that you have Icosa dry powder? Let's discuss whether to deploy either in ETH or Pulse 90-day stake accounts. Okay, so I'm with Randy Hilarski. If you guys don't listen to him, watch him. He's great, smart guy, and he like buys what's on sale, and that's where my head is also. So right now, I haven't looked at the chart today, but it's been, I mean, the ETH side has been on sale versus Pulse, and got a little tiny bag last weekend. Like, I scraped together a lot of dust that was sitting around in some wallets, because it was like, Icosa was like 10 cents. This I can't ignore. So I put a little bit down and got a big, I mean, for me, you got like a sizable amount. I was very happy with that price. On the ETH side, Pulse side, a little more expensive. Obviously, the fees are cheaper for staking. I don't believe the narrative that the ETH side is going to tank. I just don't believe that it's going to be a long-term tank. Okay. I think that there is value on the ETH side. I'm not swapping any tokens over. I'm leaving everything as it is. I mean, I'm melancholy. I like things to be even, so I might even things up in time, bridge some assets over, but I'm not doing that right now. And honestly, I haven't even used the bridge yet. So 90-day stakes. Yeah. Watch Crypto Kong. Watch his content on that. I don't know why more of the community hasn't wrapped their head around 90-day stakes. There's been, I don't know if it's like cognitive dissonance, and I'm not being unkind. I'm just saying that's a potential, because I think one of the things is many people don't want to manage multiple wallets. I don't either, but I'm an investor and I'm time rich. So I'm all about 90-day stakes. That's what I'm doing right now. Even one guy in the chat last week said he did a 30-day stake just to see how it worked. That's pretty bold. Win weeds. Very funny, Wealth. We'll be glad to hear Icosa's strategy to make passive income, to finance lifestyle, and to fund real estate. Yeah. Icosa strategy. Okay, so this is what's going on in my head about, when I really think about Icosa gains, crypto gains. We are in assets that provide yield every single day. And I consider myself a yield hound. Icosa is wonderful for that. And I always think, okay, in dollar terms, how much I'm making per day. I'm like, wow, we're going to reach that freedom number, that exit number. But in reality, what I want to do is use something like, I think it's liquid loans. Is it liquid loans? Whereby you can do something with Pulse and not have to spend, trade your Icosa yield for dollars. I don't want to give up any of my assets. However, I am a fan of what Randy Holarski says. He exits at the top. I don't know what he exits into, but I am going to be taking profit at the top. We need to bear that in mind in about late 2025 and 2026, that we need to, take profits so we don't get wrecked in the next bear market. So yeah, passive Icosa income to finance lifestyle and to fund real estate. Yeah, I'm not saying the best way to do that, and I'm not a tax guy or a financial advisor by any means, but I think that from what I understand, the wealthy take loans against their assets, right? And I don't think they pay taxes on those. So I have not looked into that at all, but I'm not there yet. So I will be looking into that. June 15th, we are locked in Crypto Kong. Cool. Sounds like you'll be there. Awesome. Yeah. That's going to be fun. No financial, entertainment. I'm sure you guys find it entertaining. Yeah, buy quality things when on sale. Yeah, man, absolutely. I like it. When we need to discuss Icosa price prediction moon maps. Hey, let's do that. That's actually on my calculator, which we're going to get to. I have the same taste. I am addicted to yield-bearing assets. Yep, me too, man. Once I discovered Hex, and then Icosa came around, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Why would I be in any other asset, except for maybe something like a home run like Pulse, but we need that for gas, right? Yeah. You're funny. Thank you, Blue. Appreciate that. Mudhog, I was explaining to an onboard yesterday, take a loan on the goose that lays the golden eggs. Don't sell the goose. Yep. Agreed, man. I agree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm getting a little bit warm, so I'm probably going to take my jacket off. I'm going to share a screen, and we are going to look at some stuff. Dex screener. We'll start with Dex screener prices. And if you guys have input, what do you guys want to see? Like if we do this again, and we probably will, what do you guys want to see? And just go ahead and drop it in the chat if you think of anything as we're going along. Any calculators you'd like me to build, I can do that. But what else should we cover? And I'll write it down. And because the funny thing is, I made a list of things that I wanted. My mind was going crazy, and I had all this list, and then I can't find it. Great, good job, Eric. What's more valuable now? Let's hit this question real quick. What's more valuable now $5,000 of Hedron or Icosa? Wow. I can't answer that. I will say that I am not swapping any of my Hedron for Icosa. When Icosa launched on August 15th last year, I did swap about 25% of my Hedron for Icosa. I'm happy that I did that, but I'm not swapping any more. We've seen Hedron pump in the past. Right now, we'll see it in my calcs. Hedron is about a 45x behind Icosa. I mean, behind it, below its ceiling price. Icosa is a 5x. Yeah, that's a tough one for sure. Okay, I'm going to ignore the chat on purpose just for a little bit. Let's share screen and we'll get into some. Let's look at the charts. Let's look at the charts. I am not a TA guy. So, I mean, I look at the prices here, but we're really not going to, we're not going to do any like TA that you guys are accustomed, that I'm accustomed to seeing, because I don't know how to do it. I want to learn, but I'm not there. So what do you guys think about Bitcoin going to 11K? I mean, we're definitely in a depressed market right now. I mean, suckers rally. Yeah, we had one just a few weeks ago. Quay was insane. I think we went through, what do you call it? What's a meme coin season? It was nuts, man. And I was thinking we must be at the beginning of the bull. But I'm with Randy, quoting him again. But we went through a suckers rally, and I think we're going to be in a depressed market until the end of the year. Something tells me like September might be because we got an election cycle coming up, and we also have a Bitcoin halving, which I think is next March. So things really might not start moving until then. Now, a lot of us thought that when we forked Ethereum that we might have like our own little ecosystem bull run. It didn't happen. It hasn't happened. It still might, but I'm thinking we're going to be, I'm planning for a depressed market until like the fall, maybe early next spring. I'm good with that because you know what happens? The Telegram chat has been like a ghost town. And I'm like, yeah, this is kind of boring, but people are going to take their mind off of my where I hang my hat, Icosa and Hex and Hedron, and they're going to ignore those assets, and the price probably going to stay low, hopefully, and that just gives opportunity for the true believers to move up in the ranks. So I'm not opposed to us staying low for a while. So you see my screen. Hedron is at 607,337, and it's actually up, I think, a little bit, and that's on the pulse side. And the Ethereum Hedron is just kind of holding steady. I'm just going from my memory from what I've seen over the last week. I watched this a little bit. Now P-Hex is up to almost 2 cents. E-Hex is, it's been, in my opinion, holding steady at like 1.3 pennies. Icosa is at 22 cents on the Pulse side and 11 cents on the Ethereum side. I just watched the incentive token. I don't hold any, but right now it's at $28.60. PulseX is a little bit below its SAC price. Oops, I clicked on it, but that's okay. Look at all these sell orders. Wow. What's going on there? And I ain't spreading fear. I am totally optimistic on these products. So, I'm a net buyer, and wait. I had a little bit of wait. I don't know if you guys have it, but that's the price, 307, and then Pulse. This is wrapped Pulse. I don't know which Pulse I'm supposed to be watching. I'm not really good with picking these pairs. That's how bad I am at TA. And I watch Zen. So Zen on the Pulse side has 7 zeros, looks like a bargain, and on the Ethereum chain, 5 zeros. And then, yeah. So that's where we're at. I think If I was going to buy Icosa, I'm buying it on the Ethereum side. And you know what happens is if Gwei goes up to where it doesn't become economically feasible to do a 90-day stake or whatever kind of end a stake, you could just let it run. And yeah, it's a bummer to have all that yield in there locked up, but that's the beauty of Icosa, is you can just let it go. I like it. Okay, so we went through that. Let's flip over to Hex Daily Stats. Love this site. And they have both the Ethereum and Pulse chain information on here. And yeah, man, Saturday morning, Gwei is 23. I love the beat count too. 3 million. That's real good. I was seeing like 6, 7, 8 million last weekend, I think, or the end of last week. I think it was 4 or 5 yesterday. So it's just like the Ethereum side, the weekend's going to be the best time to transact. But thankfully, this, Pulse chain transactions are quite a bit cheaper. T-share price on the Ethereum side, 370, 530 on Pulse chain. T-share rate is 27,513 on Ethereum, 27,501 on Pulse chain. So the T-share price rate is a little bit lower on Pulse chain. Payout per T-share is about the same. Penalties, lots of penalties on the Pulse chain versus Ethereum, and this changes every day. So I honestly have not looked at this. On the liquidity on the Ethereum side is 197 million, but on the Pulse chain it's 1.5 billion. Wow, that's quite a difference. We're going to see some interesting differences in the watts on my calculators that I built yesterday. So let's gas price. We already covered that. All right, let's get down to here. What I like to look at down here is the payout per T-share. And of course, this isn't broken down for the Pulse chain yet, at least as far as I know. But you can pick up a T-share for $388 on the Ethereum side. That's a bargain. And then what I like to look at also is, so the T-share payout per T-share is 6.5. That is amazing. And it's only going to go up as the T-share rate increases. Okay, T-shares. What I like to look at is new wallets. May not be able to find it. Change in current. Oh, miners. Change in current miners. Now this is, let's just go with holders. Change in current holders, 43 new holders yesterday. I think that some of the language has changed in here. But this is one of the stats that I look at to see the health of the system, and it's like always increasing. Like this number here, current holders, is like always going up. I think when I started, when I started paying attention, it was about 100,000. So it's interesting to see the one of the things I like about the Hex ecosystem is everything is on chain, and I'm a numbers guy. I'm a data head, so this really appeals to me, and I think many of the people in here this appeals to as well. Just the amount of like data that we can find for this token, and all these tokens. All right, Hex Fire. Let's check out Hex Fire. And the only thing I'm probably going to cover in here is the T-share rate. Okay, let's answer some questions. Do you think Alex will implement some new invention that might involve his assets on the ETH side? I don't understand what you mean, because his assets are on the ETH side. New invention, like a new invention that might, yeah. I think he's doing that. And we're going to look at his Twitter and kind of discuss some of the things that he has been posting on Twitter. Not that I have any insider knowledge, but Icosa price prediction on ETH, then Icosa price prediction on Pulse. Well, I only have the ETH side. I was working on my calculators yesterday, and I only got the ETH side done. Let's look at that blue bomb. Better yield on Icosa, yep, but it's more inflationary than Hedron in the long term. Alex has something up his sleeves might make Icosa quite valuable. Yeah, I'm like so excited about that. What's the contrarian view now? Bottom is in, or Gareth Soloway's call that the bottom isn't in? I don't know who Gareth Soloway is, but I wouldn't mind if the bottom ain't in. How about Icosa at a penny? Woo! That would be amazing. That would be, yeah, that'd be incredible. All right, we are here. We're about here. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I bet a bunch of people in here have seen this. Hexfire.io. Crispy built this. And there's so much in here, but honestly, the only thing I really go here for is the T-share rate. So what he does is he gets information about when people are ending when stakes are maturing. So he has an idea when they're going to end, and then he can forecast and see what the Hex T-share rate is going to do in the future. So we are right here. Let's see, June. Yeah, we're in the 27s, 27,000, mid 27, I think. Let's see, where were we? 27.5. And then there's going to be a big tick up at the end of July. So because we are Icosa and Hedron stakers and Hex stakers, I mean, it makes sense to, if you're deciding to stake, why would you stake anytime after July 31st if you could stake, before July 31st? And then look at, it continues to take up 30,000, 30,000. And then in November, like toward the end of November, it's forecast to be 30,500. When I got into Hex, it was under 20,000. We went over 20,000 just over a year ago. Now we're at 27.5, and we're supposed to be at 35 by November. And then there's this big jump to 32. So guys, we're in the right place at the right time, because I mean, people coming into this ecosystem in December are going to be like, it's going to be harder to get those Icosa. That Icosa yield is going to decrease. Hedron yield is going to decrease. Hex yield is all of it. It's going to decrease because of this T-share rate. So, yeah, you guys may have bought the top like I did, but we're gonna be thankful we're here right now, and it's I think it's gonna be good. Let's look at some questions. Alex is replicating Rocket Pool, so bullish for Icosa. Yes, I've heard that. I don't quite understand why, except that, and that's one of the things I don't have pulled up on Twitter right now, so we can talk about that right now. But from what I understand, that the Rocket Pool thing that he's doing, forking Rocket Pool, is people, in order to be like a validator or something like that, they have to buy Icosa. So that would be bullish if you have to, if people to do a certain function are cornered into having to buy Icosa, then yeah, that's going to be bullish for Icosa. I just don't know how much Icosa they got to buy, and all that. But I'm sure Alex knows, and he's not in the dark on any of that. And Icosa is his baby. We think that Hedron was his baby, but we got to remember that he had the idea for Icosa before Hedron, and that the reason he dropped Hedron first, ahead of Icosa, is because that's how he had to do it. But Icosa is his baby. So we can expect good things. We can expect his interest in developing it further, right? And helping the price to appreciate. Text green game over? What do you mean, John Pulse? What do you mean by text green game over? All right. Yeah, limit orders for 0.01. Man, we talking, man. All right, so you're really only supposed to do it like a limit order for $1,000, right? That'd be like the minimum. So tell me this, where are you guys doing your limit orders? 1 inch matcha? Let me know. So if you put $1,000 and a limit order of $1,000 for Icosa, if Icosa drops to 0.01, how many Icosa would you get? 1,000 divided by 0.01, 100,000. Wow. That was an emoji. Emoji fail. It happens. Okay, let's go to Hex Model. I need to, I don't want to be critical. And I know he could be watching this. I should send him a link. Hey, dude, get a little, what do you call it? An image. Like, see, all these other sites have a little image, and he needs one. Yeah, he's busy. I'm thankful for the site, but I know that, I just know that his Hex Model is the one with nothing up here. I'll give Dev Huey a hard time. He and I are buddies in Telegram. So let's go, man. We're just going to do like a tour of Hex Model, and we'll try to keep it light because some of you guys might already be super familiar with this, but he has been putting some changes into it. And so you can see the Hex on Ethereum, Hex on Pulse chain, the differences there. And I found that the homepage to be very valuable. Oftentimes the homepage is like very boring on other sites. Good morning, JL. It's good to have you here again. But on this site, there's a lot of stuff in here, really. So let's look at it. Like Hex price, we wish was 0.04. You just got to change. So if you want to find the ceiling price for Icosa, let's say it's 0.015. T-share rate is 27,500. And you can find the Icosa ceiling at 61.8. And then this is handy for buyback. I see a lot of guys in the Telegram chat ask how many Icosa will I get for an HSI? Well, you can send them here. Let's say somebody has a 0.7 T-share HSI and no bonus, then they're going to get 155 Icosa, as long as they do a 5555. If it's less, they'll get 141. So that's cool, man. This is a good site. I know he has a job, so for a guy to spend some time building a site like this when he is fully employed, to me that's like commendable. Like, go for it, dude. This is I'll support you in this. This is between this, I sorry, Chris, but I use this more than I use Hex Fire, probably because it's Icosa and Hedron. Hex Fire is more of a Hex site. Well, a communist, I minted one time and I've forgotten to do it recently. Okay, we are on the Hex Hex tab. Hex daily payout. Is this new? Is this a new tab? I don't know. But it sure is coming in nice. Like, all of the screens are coming in. Sometimes in Hex Model, the screens take some time to to come in, to load. Let's flip over here. Perhaps we need to buy more Watts NFT as Icosa Maxi. These will be bargain in OpenSea. Sure. Yeah, I'm not buying any Watts. I minted those the first 2 weeks, thankfully. but I'm not opposed to buying them. I would just like to see if somebody, maybe Kong, if he watches this, or some of you guys, I would like to see, and I cannot even conceptualize all of it, but you take a Watsa, because this is what I'm thinking. Like, I wonder, like, if you burn your Watsas, take that Icosa and stake it, what would be the difference? That's tough. That's a tough one, because Watsas are always being inflated in the pool, whereas in the Icosa pool, we're always being diluted. So yeah, it's a toughie. If you could like conceptualize it and put it into a Google Sheet or something. But I am not touching those Watsas, and I don't think any of you are either, based on a hunch. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Oh, we got a little bit of work to do here. This is the Hedron side. Hedron minted has gone down a little bit in the last several days. So, well, there's a configuration error. Maybe we should bounce off this page, go to the Icosa. And it's interesting that we're so into Icosa, and that's great. That's where the gains are, right? So if we're so into Icosa, but who's to say that Hedron might come around and like overtake our interest in one day, because what I've seen is that all the activities on the Icosa side, if you look at the staking and all that, the activity is on the Icosa side. The Hedron side is just kind of like, I don't know, like the little brother. And but it'd be interesting if it like Icosa gets saturated and then we all flip over to the Hedron side. I just think that would be so funny. Okay. Staking overview. So we are getting that seeded liquidity, which ends in like August 10th or something like that. That 49,973 Icosa every day. That ends August 10th, I think. And then there's another little wave of 8,316 that ends in November. So here is the Icosa staking information, and I have some of this is in my calculator that I'll show you. And this it gets interesting because you'll see that people have really caught on to the 90-day stakes. I wish I had caught on earlier. I know Dev Huey's been doing it since the beginning. Okay. So 85% of Icosa is staked. Here's your stake supply and their liquid supply. So you can, and you can dismiss it. If you're not into the 90-day stake thing, that's okay. I know Sloth is into the 180 days. Great. Do whatever you got to do. We all got to do what we got to do. So, but you can put a 865 Icosa in a 90-day stake or 8,650 into a 180-day stake. That's just a few months ago, not even like 2 months ago, it was 290 or 2,900. So that's just yeah, guys, if you don't want to stake your Icosa, keep it liquid. Just makes it easier for us. That's easier for the stakers. And then this Hedron staking, and I don't even look at that very much, honestly. But there are 343 whales, 2,431 sharks in Icosa, 7,847 dolphins, 8,000 squids, and 700 turtles. So most of the people are down. Most of the stakers are in this squid category right here, and that has changed a little bit. Yes, people have been staking in 90-day stakes. And then on the Hedron side, we have 4 whales. Wow, we got 343 whales in Icosa. Wow, versus 4 in Hedron. That's not a small difference. 24 sharks. We have 100 times more sharks in Icosa. 195 dolphins and 195 dolphins in Hedron. I'm trying to, people listen to this. And 8 versus 8,000 in Icosa. 2,000 squids versus 8,000 Icosa squids, and then 9,500 turtles in Hedron versus 700 turtles in Icosa. Everybody, and it looks to me, it looks to me like Icosa, the Icosa people are, it's not difficult to become a large sea creature in Icosa, but I think it's a little more challenging in Hedron. So let's look at the Icosa staking, and we're going to get into the HSI buyback also. So here's this. I think this is basically a representation of what we saw just up above. What's cool is that you can drag these. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can like drag these and segment a shorter time period. You can also find your address in here. How do you do that? I forget. Maybe I'm mistaken. This dashboard is showing the Icosa and Hedron yield from Icosa staking. So here's the yield. So look at the yield. Oh, this is points here. Sorry, this is points. So here's the 90-day. Okay, that was the first 90 days. That was in November. And you see the points was cruising along, boom. A bunch of the 90-day stakers restaked, it compounded their yield, and then the number of points went up. And there was something happened right here at 163 days. But then there was another bump at 180 days for those people compounding. And then 270 days, I'd say 270 days, there was a bump, but it was, it was more of a gradual bump because pulse happened at the same time. Everybody was distracted, right? That's interesting to see the human nature in here. And then the yield, Icosa yield and Hedron yield. And again, you can, if I'm not mistaken, you can like take this and zoom it down. And then you can see the yield. And we're going to see a little bit of this in my calculator. This is the yield from yesterday. And then it goes backwards. But we'll look at the HSI section. Let's just go to that. Let's go to WATSA. And all of this is Ethereum right now. Dev Huey, from what I understand, he's working on the Pulse side. I don't know how he's going to work it in, but he'll figure it out. Lots of burns yesterday. 3 burned. That's it. Only 3. $2,000 worth, $300 and $100. So not much. Endpoints burned. Ooh. I like that because that's what moves us up in the leagues, right? In the WATSA leagues. And then today, already 2 have been burned. So that's really cool. WATSA yield. So the number of points has been going down. The burned points has been going up, and it really started cruising up at the fork of Ethereum. So that was just mind-boggling, the number of WATSs that we're burning. And here's the yield going into the WATSA pool, into the WATSs. Wow, look at that. At day 90, there's a big uptick. And then Icosa yield pool. I'm not super familiar with this. It's comfortable enough to do a walkthrough, but maybe I shouldn't be. HSI auctions. This is where we can see like the future of what's going to be taking place. Let's answer some questions. With yield set to decrease in August, would you bother starting a 90-day stake in July? I would. And from what I understand, the yield is only going to decrease by about 5 to 10%. But that's so speculative. That's so like the yield has not been very much. So I would say, we could just look at that. Why don't we just, let's look at this page, and then I can look at that, because in Hex Model, because you can look at the yield coming into the pools and figure out a percentage. Like, we know that seeded liquidity is 43 plus 6,000, so 49,000 Icosa coming into the pools. So if you got 200,000 on top of that, then that's going to be like 25%, if you follow me on that. So would I bother starting a 90-day stake in July? I would. What's beautiful about, one of the things that's beautiful about the 90-day stakes is, again, you can let those run, and then you can end them as you want. One of the drawbacks is you do got to pay gas. So if you just did a 180 or a 270-day stake, then you can more easily, if you're factoring your time, and more economically end that stake, right? You just got more, you just have that yield locked up for longer. But yeah, I'm doing 90-day stakes, as long as, this is the thing for me, you add your yield plus your principal divided by the T-share rate, and if you go up in stake points, then it's equitable, and that's my gold standard. And then you got to factor in gas too. But that's what I'm doing. I've been using cow swap for limit orders. Ooh, I like cow swap. I learned about cow swap from graphics. Is there a way we can work out how much Icosa 1 gets from Hex stakes, which are HSI 5555 stakes given up for Icosa? Yeah, we just talked about it. It's on Hex Model. Go to the home page, scroll down to the bottom, and you can do that calculation. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the auction data, and then I'm going to kind of go back and answer and look at the decrease in August. Okay, I like this right here. I come here quite often too. Auto date range, what's going on here? I want to see. Okay, it's not like, let me work here. Well, okay, here we go. Let's go June 30th to July. Let's just go August 31st. I just want to see that range, just so I can more like easily distinguish for you guys. So what you do is, this is the HSIs that are going to be liquidated on these certain days, and this is only the Ethereum side. So on July 5th, there's 13.12 T-shares worth of HSIs that are going to be available to be liquidated. Doesn't mean they're going to be liquidated, because once they're on the auction block, then we have to start that liquidation. And the bigger ones go faster for some reason. Look, on July 13th, 3 T-shares worth. Hopefully it's a 3 T-share HSI, otherwise there might be no yield. But that's not to say that auctions like from back here won't get liquidated on this day. So this is not a firm, okay, this is all the yield coming in on that day, but these are just the T-shares that are available to be liquidated. July 16th, 144. Ooh, July 22nd, 500 T-shares worth. And July 23rd, 500. Okay. So yeah, I love it. So we'll go right back to Hex Model is awesome. Well, let's go back to Icosa and let's figure this out. I am doing 100% 90-day stakes. I don't have a mix. Actually, some of my older stakes I haven't ended yet. I have one that's going to end in August, I think. And I'm not saying that's the way to go. It's the way for me. So let's look at this. Icosa staking. So we got about 50,000 Icosa coming into the pool. Let's see if we can figure this out on stream. It may not be a good idea. to attempt this, but we are almost done. After this, we're going to go in, we're going to cover pulse burn quickly, and then we'll go into my calculator, Alex's Twitter, and then we might take a look at some auctions. Come on, Paige. Let's go to pulse burn real quick while we're waiting for that. Where is pulse burn? That's not what I wanted. I have it over here. I just forgot to bring it over. Will Icosa? Hold on a second. Where is pulse burn? I know I had it. Bear with me, guys. I have it bookmarked. Pulse. Edge chain to pulse burn. Okay. Bring this over here. Pulse burn. Pulse. Oh, what I wanted to see was, yeah, the Pulse X burned. I don't know if any of you guys are Icosa or Pulse X sacrificers, but we all probably own Pulse X at this point. It doesn't even matter if we're sacrificers, right? 119 billion burned, and I suppose that is going to slow down after the little kerfuffle we had this week. But I don't really know about all of that. So I just like to look at that. I think that's something to another indicator of the health of the ecosystem is the amount of pulse X that has been burned. My understanding is that pulse X, pulse, and hex are tied together in liquidity, so they should move together. So if pulse X does well, then the other two should do well. And we know if Hex does well, Icosa Hedron going to probably do well, right? Will Icosa do 100x? Having a hard time saying your name, but nobody knows. 100. Let's see. Okay, we saw on launch day, we saw Icosa at 150 pennies, and right now it's at 10 pennies. So 150 divided by divided by 10 is 50. I have to do a 15x, just a 15x to get back to its all-time high. I think we saw it at like $1.80, $1.90, but that was on launch day or launch week. So can it do 100x? Yeah, it could. It can. I'm hoping it does. I speculate that it will in this next bull run. I really do hope so. Hex model. Okay. All right. So we're trying to determine how much yield came in. All right. Let's look at this. I don't want to have to, yeah, let's zoom in a little bit. What we're going to figure out is what percentage of the yield that came in. Ooh. So the Icosa yield was 56,739 yesterday. I think that was yesterday. So almost all of that would have been that seeded liquidity. Yeah. Who knows? But that somebody might burn some Hedron to seed the pool again. We don't know. Honestly, can't expect it. It would be nice, but that tells a story. And the story is that we need to be stacking up Icosa like madmen right now because, the seeded liquidity is going away. Yield is going to decrease. We can't expect yield to do anything but decrease. So, and I'm not being a downer on the ecosystem by any means. I mean, look, on day 269, the yield coming in was 208,000. Well, 50 grand of that was seeded liquidity. So just 25%. Wham, right? Well, we'll just have to get over it. It has been a good year with that seeded liquidity. It has been a great year. And we still have June, July. We have 2 solid months of this liquidity coming in. So just enjoy it, guys. Stake them and bake them and enjoy it. Is Hex Model working for both Ethereum and Pulse Chain? No, not yet. He's working on it. The first thing he's going to work on is the Watsas, and then he's going to work on the HSI auctions. So that's what he. Hey, thanks for bringing that question up about the seeded liquidity and how much of that is, because that's interesting. I find that very, very interesting. Let's go over to my calculator. I gotta I think this is the one. Yeah. So I was building this yesterday. It is not. Can you guys see this? Maybe I should, in my kid language, say biggin it. Let's do that. That's more seeable. How about that? Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I was starting with Ethereum, and then I was going to put Pulse Chain down below. But let's have a look at, this is just some ideas, and I want you guys, if you have any ideas of other little calculators that I can do, then just drop it in the chat. Let's answer some questions. You guys just look at this while I answer some questions. I feel like 30-day Icosa compounds are the best move until the seeded liquidity is gone. Oof. Let me know how that goes, man. I mean, on both chains. We just had meme season on Ethereum, and the GUI was like over 100 practically every day. Now it's down to like 25. So perhaps, I mean, you're talking to 10 times the amount of wallet activity. Go for it. Let us know how it works out. Yeah, let us know how it works out. I'm not opposed to it. Pulse Chain. There you go. Yeah, Pulse Chain. And here's the thing, guys. I keep forgetting to mention this, but we have got, I'm going to write this down. We have got something coming that is going to be a big help to the guys that like to do these multi-stakes, and that is Tetra. Tetra, I kid you not, if you haven't heard, that anything you do on the blockchain, you can program in advance with Tetra. I kid you not. I've not looked at, I've not proved it, but I did chat briefly with the founder on the Tetra Telegram, and I'm like, so I can like program all this stuff? He's like, yep. I'm like, oh yeah, man, sign me up. And Crypto Sloth is going to build a script for it. And the scripts that get used, the builders of the scripts get compensated by the people that use the scripts. And so he's going to be building a script for Icosa and Hedron. And I reached out to him again this week, and he said, I'm definitely, hey, Sloth, how's it going? Just talking about you. And he says, yep, I'm definitely going to. And that's one of the reasons, Sloth. One of the reasons I reached out this week is because I've been telling people about, the Sloth's going to be building these scripts. You say it once, man, I hang my hat on it. So I just kind of wanted to like double check. And I think he's even excited about it. So that's cool. So we will be able to use scripts. I don't know how it all works, but we can pre-program. Like if you have a list of wallets with stakes in them, you'll be able to pre-program some of your wallet activity. Probably have to preload the wallets with gas. I don't know, but yeah, not a little excited about that. Thanks, Sloth. Appreciate that. And congratulations on finishing your dental school. You definitely need to let us all know when you pass your exam. So Sloth's been in dental school. Amazing. So let's look at these calculators. T-share rate, and not all of this is calculators. So this is like, so some of the information, some of the calculators are based on the information up here. So I just put the highlights. The T-share rate, total number of T-shares, T-share price, Hex price, Icosa, and Hedron prices. All right. Remember I said there's something interesting going on with the Watsas? And maybe, oh, you got a year to go? Oh, man. I thought you were like done. Okay. Since you're in here, Sloth, maybe you can help me with this, because I saw this once a couple weeks ago, And I'm like, this like makes me scratch my head. And then I was doing this, prepping this for this stream yesterday, and I built this out. So on the Ethereum side, the Watsas, the number of dollars in Watsas is 19,749,000. And on the Pulse chain, it's 19,931,000. That makes sense because we saw a lot of Watsas being burned on the Ethereum side, you know, the day of the fork and the subsequent days. So the total, the dollars, the more dollars burned on Ethereum was 181,000, right? This is the calculator. Okay, but then you look at, oh, I should have put a name on here. Let's just connect my wallet. What is this? This is the, I can't think of it. Let's connect a wallet and we'll see what that name of that is. We'll just pick a wallet. And I'm not like disclosing anything. You guys don't know what's in here. And this is a small stake. And I got to connect. If you guys aren't using the Aurox wallet, I recommend it. I have been loving it. And they are innovative. They're building. They're building. So let's look at, the pool ownership. Pool ownership? Oh no, it's total supply. What? Maybe somebody can tell me in the chat what that is. What that is? I think it's the total supply. Yeah, I think it's the total supply. Correct me if I'm wrong. Total supply. So the supply in the Ethereum side is 20,927, and on Pulse chain it's 20,676. So there were more burned on Pulse chain. So there's more dollars burned on Ethereum. Want that, but more actual Watsas burned on the Pulse side. That just does not make sense to me. So if anybody has any idea why that would be, by all means, let us know. All right, now this is a little calculator that I did. I just take like I have a 390 Icosa stake, and this was yesterday's yield. This is today's yield. And so the blue, just so you know, the blue is Icosa, the green is Hedron. So, and this is the Hedron side. So the yield was 0.42 Icosa and then 17,000 Hedron. And then, so this was, and this is a little bit less than the day before, less Icosa. This was the day before when we had 0.46 Icosa and 17,000 Hedron. And then, so what you can do with this calculator is if you could estimate, like if you were going to stake 1,000 Icosa, and you can estimate how much you're going to gain based upon this day right here. And then how much Hedron also. Buying a position in this Hedron and Icosa system is very inexpensive. And that's what this illustrates. I should actually rotate these and put the turtle on the left. So to buy let's just go with the shark position. To buy a shark position in Icosa is going to cost $10,000. Shark position in Hedron, $500,000. Shark position in Hex, $38 million. So guys, enjoy the opportunity to buy positions for relatively inexpensive. And yeah, it's speculating a little bit, but we're all in here to speculate a little bit. Here's your max stake links for right now. Let's extend that out a little bit, make it look legit. So the stake supply of Icosa is 40, let's call that 49 million. Total supply, which is what is liquid in people's wallets, is 8.6 million. And the staking links are based on the total supply. So the minimum stake length or stake amount for a 360-day stake is 865,000, and so on. You just divide by 10 by 10 by 10. Okay. Yeah, that 30-day stake, Kendall, that, you could stake 86.5 for 30 days. Factoring gas, yeah, I would do that on the pull side. Yeah. Especially if I had Tetra. By the way, it was supposed to launch on August 31st. Staker snapshots. Let me answer some questions that I want to look at this. When discussing automated transactions being preset, is there a way to pay in today's gas fees and future stakes using scripts? Might be an interesting way to solve the gas problem, just a thought. Yeah, I don't think that there is. I'm certain that we have to pay the gas at the time of the activity, because that's when we pay gas. We pay gas whenever we interact with the blockchain. And gas is just, you're just paying the fee for the security of, using this system. That's what gas is for. 75% on ETH. I don't quite understand. 75% on ETH. I don't understand what you mean by that. I'll let you know. Yeah, please do. It's all I've been doing since day one of Pulse Change release. Cool, man. I like it because you're giving it a try, and you're going to see how it turns out. And I like exploring. Hey, our polls are on board. It's good to have you. Jam Rose. Gwei just exploded again. ETH is so bad. It is. Let me see what Gwei is just real quick. 68. That's nuts. That is nuts. It's so bad. It's so bad. Did you see Richard's tweet the other day? I gotta cut this short. This is so fun. But he's like, "We did it," and then here's Vitalik Buterin from a few years ago. We are going to strive and continue to strive to keep or make transactions less than 5 cents. Rascal. How is Tetra going to help you? By you can pre-program blockchain interactions. That's how it's going to help. And then you can walk away from your desk. You tell what to do. You walk away from your desk and go about your business. That's it in a nutshell. Now this is making me think about a futures market for ETH gas, sort of like a reservation. Pay a priority fee today as security to reserve a position on a future block. Ooh. Yeah, I like that. Oh, okay. 75% on ETH, 75% Icosa price. I see what you're saying. What's your question? All right, let's get back to the staker snapshot. So look at this. This is back in February. I recorded this. The Icosa stakers in the whale position was 333, and today it's 344. Hedron whales was 3, and now we have 4 whales. Shark, there were 2,300 Icosa sharks, and now there are 2,430 Icosa sharks. There were 30 sharks, Hedron sharks. Now there are 24 Hedron sharks, so that went down. There were 6,459 Icosa dolphins. Now there are 7,833 Icosa dolphins. Now this is based on stakes. So that's the only way we can determine this. And there were 208 dolphins. Now there's 194 dolphins. Again, it went down. So we went up a whale, went down in shark and dolphin, just on the Hedron side. There were 4,874 Icosa squids. Now there are 8,000. Well, that's because people have been doing those 90-day stakes. And then the turtle's just kind of the same. All right, let's save that for last. I'm sure there's some coding wizard out there who is already cracking away at this sort of thing. Yeah, man. Yeah, Alex isn't our only hope, guys. Richard and Alex, we love those guys, but they're not our only hope. People are, so you can end the stake without being there. Yeah. Yes, with Tetra. And that's one of the values of having this live stream, and because not everybody knows this. So, and that's one of the values of attending these things and listening to them, right? So yeah, Tetra, it's going to be a thing, August 31st. That's the perspective date. Let me rephrase this. The price just skyrocketed 75% in the last. Oh, let me see. Let's have a look at. You might be referring to Dex Screener. No, you must have been talking about gas. 51 Gwei, still 51 Gwei. That's nuts. Oh, check the price. Check the price of. The price skyrocketed while on Ethereum. 75% Icosa price. Are you saying that? Are you saying that Icosa on Pulse just jumped 75%? I don't know. Sorry. There's not a little pressure when you're live streaming. You can't think, especially you can't do math. I just started doing 90 days Icosa stakes. Wish me luck. Good luck. I got a lot of Icosa at 0.1358. Great job, dude. On Pulse the other day. What do I need to be a shark? Let's look at that. Let's get it from the legit site. That would be Icosa. So, and I've figured this out in my head finally. What I need to be a certain league, and it is based on the supply, liquid supply. That's where I've settled. So Icosa supply is 8,650,000. So you need to have minimum stake. You want to be a shark, you need to have 8,651. That's your minimum for it to be a shark, because that's the minimum stake. So what you guys can do is take all of your yield and your principal, add it all together, and if you can make one big stake, right, and then look at this and you can determine where you're going to be in the leagues. That's kind of how I do it. Hope that helps. I do appreciate you guys being here, and I gotta admit, man, the activity today is so much better than it has been on the presentation for the new people. Is Icosa or Hedron stake ends? If Icosa or Hedron stake ends and you don't end the stake, will it still earn the same yield without end staking? Yes. Yep. Nothing changes. You're locked into that share rate. That's one of the beauties of it. One of the reasons we love it. All right, I think we're going to end on this. No, we have one more thing. Yeah, I don't like to go much over an hour, but let's look at the ceiling prices. So right now, this is current as of yesterday. So Icosa ceiling is about that. Hedron ceiling is about that. So X's from the top. Icosa is about 5 X's from the top. And Hedron is like 55 X's from the top. So that's why I'm hanging on to my Hedron. I am not letting it go. I mean, there is a camp. They're like, get rid of all your Hedron, stake it on Icosa. I just haven't been able to bring myself to do that. I don't see the light. Now, when Hex gets to, this is going to get a little moony here. When Hex gets to his previous all-time high of 50 cents, God willing, it'll get there. The Icosa ceiling price would be $23. Hedron would be 308. So we're a long ways from there, but we could get there. We can get there. I think that's the last of it. Let's go to Twitter and see what's up with our founder. I have a couple of tweets here. Now, we already discussed one of them, which was the rocket pool. I did not find that tweet when I was in here earlier. Where is... Uh-oh, I think I lost it. There was a tweet. Yeah, these are recent ones. It must have refreshed. I think I can find it. It was the one about him saying... It was the one that he posted right after we launched Pulse Chain. He's like, guys, now that we have Pulse, I'm going to... There it is. I think I don't want to say it's right here too. Okay. So he says, now that Pulse is out, time to share something I've been working on. So Alex is great about just being real quiet and working in the background. Sometimes he gives a little hint, and this is a hint. A marketplace for HSIs and WATSAs, where users can list their NFTs for sale, either at a fixed price or as an auction, where the user can set the starting bid. Auctions perform just like Hedron auctions. Interesting. This marketplace will use Icosa as the token to purchase these. Fees from sales are sent to the 0 address. They're burnt. So people would have to, okay, you have to hold Icosa. And if you want to buy a WATSA, an HSI, or an NFT, if I'm reading that right, or any other NFT, you have to buy Icosa, buy that, make that purchase with Icosa, and that Icosa is burnt. Whoa. That would be amazing. Go, Alex. Yeah, man. All right. I love this one. He posted this one last week. He says, people have no idea what I'm about to do. And to my knowledge, it's never been done before, at least not the way I'm about to try to do it. It really doesn't even have much to do with me, but more to do with everyone as a whole. I think he's benevolent. Somehow I think he's benevolent. In a way, I suppose it makes me a messenger of sorts, and the people choose if they want to receive the message. So we'll see what happens, guys. He's working on something, and I think it's going to be good. Auctions, can we go and do that? Hit that real quick. Actually, just go here. And this will be the last thing, guys. This will be the last thing. I'll try this one more time. Look at the Icosa price on ETH. It just jumped 75%. Okay. I don't see it, but this is the ETH. Icosa USDC on Ethereum. Give me the pair, because like I said at the beginning, I'm not really great at picking pairs, which one I'm supposed to be looking at. So if you could drop that in, that'd be awesome. And we'll look at if we can get that done before we go to, because we're just going to skim through this. These are the HSIs that are available to be liquidated, 1,700. And this is, make sure I know what chain I'm on. This is the Ethereum chain. And here are the active auctions. Let's pull 25. I kind of want to see the discounts. Oh, we can see the discounts. So 2%. Okay, so these are auctions here. These are auctions that have been won. And this one is a 1,000 hex stake. It has a value of 27 Icosa. He looks like he bought it with 719,000 Hedron. And it's an 89% discount. That is nuts. These auctions are incredible. Here's another one. He picked up 1,000 hex for 722,000 Hedron. Unbelievable. Most of the people are going for the bigger ones, bigger stakes. So 23,000. This is a 40% discount and so on. So let's look at the Pulse side. We really need to wrap this up. Alex brought up something in Telegram a while back about a crypto version of the S&P. Yeah, you are correct. I'd forgotten about that. Yep. Yeah, interesting. I think there were like 1,700 on the, and it's about the same on Pulse. And they're just counting on Pulse Chain too. I love it. Do you think the Icosa Hedron value on Pulse be much more valuable than ETH? And if so, by how much multiplier? I think they're really gonna reach parity. Do you think the Icosa Hedron value on Pulse will be much more valuable? Yeah, I don't. I think that we're gonna reach some level of parity, whether that's within 10% or 20%. I don't exactly know. No one does. But yeah, that's where my head is. I think people are going to protect the price. Man, this was really fun, guys. Thanks for showing up. I hope you all have a great weekend and a great week ahead. Let's go crush it. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. And thanks for showing.